Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to take a quick look at this lovely deck, the Tattoo Tarot. It has not been in my collection for very long at all. In fact, I've only had it for about 4 days. This week I purchased 22 decks locally, and this was deck number 22. I just picked it up. Someone was selling it on Facebook Marketplace, so I did buy this secondhand, although it is in excellent condition. I haven't done a video on like a single deck review video for a while, so we'll pop this one on the channel. Really nice two-part box here. There's your size comparison from the standard yellow box Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and yeah, I'm actually really impressed with this deck. I know I've only had it for a few days, but I have done a few readings with it, and I really like it so far. It's been one of those decks that's been in my Amazon cart on my tarot wish list for a really long time, and when I found it locally at a very reasonable price of $10, I thought I would go by and pick it up. So very quickly, it comes with, of course, our nice little guidebook here with a couple of spreads and a very little bit of information on each of the cards, like so. This deck has been around for a while. I believe the publishing date was May 2022. Yes, there we are. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely not a new deck, or deck maybe perhaps a lot of people haven't seen, but I don't know that I've seen it get a ton of airtime, and for how much I am liking it initially, I wanted to give it a little bit of a spotlight. So before we get started here, it is not a RWS, Rider-Waite-Smith style deck. It is not illustrated. The pips are not illustrated, but it's also not a Marseille style deck. Really, it definitely has Marseille style influences, but it's more, the minors are more pip style, but some of them are Marseille style. So I'll do a quick comparison afterwards, but as always, a lot of times with videos, I just want to do a quick flip through to show everyone the cards, and then we'll be back with my discussion afterwards. I'll talk about how I feel about the deck, how it's been reading so far, cardstock, and all that good stuff. So let's take a look at the cards. the deck. It is a really lovely deck. I absolutely adore these illustrations. I am really enjoying this deck so far, playing around with it. The readings have been great that I've been having with it. Really nice cardstock, definitely on the thicker side. As you can see, they're not the thin, snappy cardstock. It reminds me more of, if you have seen any of the Disney version decks, as well as the Sacred Traveler's Oracle, where you have sort of a thicker cardboardy type cardstock, but it does shuffle really well and you can riffle shuffle it no problem. Then of course, as we just saw, as a quick comparison to the Marseille style tarot or Marseille tarot structure, where are we at? The swords here was what I wanted to point out. So you can definitely see that there was some creative liberty taken with the swords card, particularly by comparison to Marseille. So if you are familiar with Marseille style, as you have an even number, you have typically the 2 swords on either side and some sort of embellishment perhaps in the center, 2 or however many. You have your even on the outside versus your odd swords cards. You then have a sword sliced somewhere up the middle. So similarly here we have the 3 and the 3. You can see nice and similar in that regard. Then here they have the 4. Instead of doing 2 and 2 on either side, we have the 2 that have gone straight through the center. Similarly, then you have the 5. Now 6 and 7, I think I slowed down a little bit in going through the flip through as well. They are very different. So we have them mirrored, well, opposite mirror against each other. One kind of going into a sun sort of figure and one going into a heart. And I mean, just by comparison there, our typical Marseille style 6 of swords. So it's not a Marseille style deck, but it definitely has Marseille influences to it, as you can certainly see. And as well, I will mention, just to point out, even though we just saw it in the majors, we had Justice was 8 and Strength was 11. So in that regard, following more to the Marseille style. So what else did I want to say? This deck it's quite beautiful. I really like it. I am having a lot of fun reading with it. What else did I want to point out here? That was the other thing. Okay, so as you can see, there's actually also, as we just talked a little bit about here with the swords card, they do have little embellishments on the cards that are quite different from perhaps just a standard flower or little shape that you might get from a Marseille style deck, where you can see here we've got the recurring theme of the diamond. Typically that's throughout the suit of coins. So I haven't had, like I said, haven't done very many readings with it yet, but I think that would be a very interesting thread to see what symbols come up card over card, looking at a line or a set or however many cards you've got on the table. And then as well, there's also a number of other little doodles, drawing embellishments. So here we have the hearts. There was, yeah, the 2 of Wands, where we have that brick wall. So there's definitely a lot to work with if you're someone who enjoys working with pip style decks, but also pull information. This I liked as well with the 8 of Wands, how it's got the, whether that's a compass, but the arrows that point in each of the directions. Here with the 9 of Wands, you now have a single actual arrow, and then with the 10 of Wands, the arrows are now pointing down. So I think there is a lot to work with within these cards, the extra embellishments, I shouldn't call them doodles, but the drawings, the artistic pieces that are available in the cards. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I love how the court cards are done. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Even though we don't have our knights on horses, I think they're illustrated well enough that it captures the essence of our knights. Oftentimes I find if it's just a zoom in of a face, it's typically not my favorite, but I don't mind it in this deck. And look at this Queen of Swords. She's fantastic. I mean, the Knight of Swords, like, it still absolutely, in my opinion, captures the essence of those court cards. What else shall we talk about here? So, and they also, I mean, as you saw, but just to point that out, each of the minor cards are color coordinated. So we have sort of this tealy, turquoisey type blue for our swords. Our wands are heavily in the red palette. We have the greens for our coins. And for cups, they have selected to use yellow. So I think maybe the cup suit, I don't know if I'll say I'm the most or least impressed by, but I mean, that's maybe not the right way to say it. I do, again, you still have a lot of the different embellishments in it. It's actually done very well. I think it's quite beautiful, and there's a lot that you can pull from for each of these cards. This was quite interesting here, where they have on the 4 of Cups, there is a crying eye in the background, and then you have a more, I don't know, central crying eye into the cup of the 5 of Cups here. 6 of Cups. Yeah, I was looking at this, and then the information they give in the guidebook is certainly tilting towards the Rider-Waite system of the meanings of the cards, if that's how you work with them, which certainly wouldn't be what I would do in working with these, because I don't see a lot of those themes necessarily presented in the cards these ways, but that is just a matter of preference and method for reading the cards. But I don't know. I think maybe where I was saying I was least impressed, the 6 and the 7, they're just so similar. 8, then we have a different sort of symmetry, 9, and then 10, where we've got the nice little peace sign here in the 10. But I mean, even that Queen of Cups, like, they're beautiful. They're really, really nice. So I'm really excited to work with this deck more, and I think it will absolutely become a deck that I work with more often, even if I want to just use a majors only deck or a majors only type reading. But the color palettes also filter through the majors that are used within the minors as well. But they're just, I love this artwork. I like that there's no background, really, so to speak, that it's very crisp and focused on the image. I mean, this hermit, just beautiful. I really like it. I have, like I said, I've only done a handful of readings with it so far, but I've been really impressed with what it has brought forward. Oh, the moon card I did want to talk about. I made a post on Instagram the other day about it because it was just very different. But here, look at, check this out. Where in my mind, it's like, are these dogs, are they shaking paw? Is there a little agreement going on here between these two? Which is quite neat. It's a very, that one little artistic difference. Quite beautiful. But like I said, I'm rather smitten with this deck. It came into my life, I opened it up, I laid some cards, and I loved it immediately. And I know it's quite readily available. It's available from mass market. So I think I might do a video here in the near future talking about mass market decks that I really appreciate and really enjoy. And the packaging is nice. I think these cards will really stand up well over time. Just this cardstock, having experience with it, I think it will last over a number of readings. I love that 6 of coins too there with the little, so I mean, yeah, 5 of coins, we have the little skull there. I think there is enough to work with. Like I said, I just haven't done enough readings with it personally to see its voice for all that it can bring forward. But nevertheless, just wanted to do a quick video showcasing this beautiful deck. I mean, I don't think you have to necessarily go and buy it now, but if it's something that has caught your eye or has been on your wish list for quite some time and you have the ability to pick it up and you're finding that you like working with this type of style, this type of artwork, I would recommend it. I would absolutely recommend it because it's been an excellent addition to my collection so far. All right, with that, thank you very much for watching, and I shall catch you in the next video. Bye for now.